All right, today's lesson is all about window and mirror books. Okay, so window and mirror books. And I know you're looking at this and you're thinking, man, Mr. Stock is the most amazing artist ever. I mean, check out those stick figures. I should just quit my job now and go become a full-time artist, right? Was that an eye roll? Are you laughing at me? Okay, so I know these aren't the best drawings, but we're gonna start with mirror books. Think about what does a mirror do? If you're thinking to yourself, man, a mirror reflects a picture of me, that's exactly right. And a mirror book, those are books that actually tell you a little bit about yourself, and you can see yourself in those books. So for example, in the book, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, okay? Big fan of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, okay? His older brother plays the drums. I also play the drums. So when I'm reading this book, I can visualize, I can picture myself in his brother's shoes. Now, I don't like the portrayal of the older brother because as an older brother, I don't feel like it was an accurate portrayal. So mirror books are ones that you can see yourself in that book. And when you read it, it lets you know a little bit more about you. The alternative, the other side, are window books. Now, I want you to think to yourself, what do you do when you look out a window? Picture a house, picture a window in the house, and you're looking out. Window books are books that you read them and you get to see into someone else's life. You get to see into someone else's experiences and get a better idea of what it's like for them. So for example, in Elephant Run, okay, it's about a boy in World War II who is living in Burma, and the Japanese take over. They invade Burma and they invade the plantation that he's living on, and he's got to try to survive this invasion. Now, I've never lived through World War II, but reading this book gives me some perspective, especially in regard to Burma, because I had never read books about that part of the war. And so this gives me some insight and some perspective into that. Another good example is this book called How to Rock Braces and Glasses. It's a really good book. It's all about this middle school girl who is really popular, and when she, at the beginning of her school year, she gets braces and glasses, and she's afraid that she's going to lose all of her friends because of that. And throughout her struggles in the book, she starts to realize that, you know, she's kind of full of herself. And I can't relate to that in that I've never been a middle school girl. I was never really popular when I was in school. And I've had braces, but I've never had glasses. But it did give me some insight into people who may have experienced those things. And the reason why I like window books is because when I'm interacting with someone, it gives me a better idea of some of the experiences they may have had. Now, it doesn't apply to everyone, and it doesn't tell you everything you need to know about what it's like to be a middle school girl. But what it does do is as you read more and more, you start to develop a better understanding and you get more empathy in connection with different people, because you can start to realize some of the things that they may have experienced in their life. Mirror books, I like reading those because it tells me a little bit more about me. And when I read things like this one, remember how I said I wasn't a big fan of the older brother because he's kind of a jerk sometimes? Sometimes when I read these books, I'm like, oh, maybe I was that older brother who was kind of a jerk sometimes. So mirror books and window books are great ways to look at literature, great ways to look at books, because it gives you more insight into yourself and into the world around you. So that is why I love to read. So till next time, book forward and be awesome. Bye, guys.